Good evening. My name is Caitlin Green, and this is going to be my vlog over a lecture that we had on yesterday, Tuesday the 16th. And I also figured it wouldn't hurt to try to just give my final thoughts and wrap up in regards to the course. I mean, I know that we still have some time, but since it's my last video lecture, I just figured I'd kind of do my last bit of conclusions before my YouTube career is over. But we'll start off by talking about what we went over in lecture yesterday. We finished going over the rest of Chapter 10 and went over pairwise comparisons, as well as going over what LSD was, not the drug. And I found all of it pretty easy to do, especially considering that LSD was just the difference, just x larger minus x smaller, or I guess the x bar, so the largest mean minus the smallest mean. And so overall I found it really pretty simple to grasp, and I will definitely say that I was one of those students that as soon as you posted the grade book up, I feverly calculated my grades as if I was, concerned that I was going to fail or something, which hopefully I won't. If I calculated right, I think that I needed just a 70 on this final quiz to make an A. Obviously, you know me, gotta do our best, but I think after looking in the grade book, I'm pretty okay. And especially since we have Thanksgiving break, I will be spending my time just feverishly doing statistics while trying to make a Thanksgiving turkey. But I also just kind of want to go over my thoughts about the course. I know that you said that we had the, not the surveys, course evaluations. I know you said we had the course evaluations that you want us to just kind of give our brief thoughts over, but I don't know, I just figured it might be a bit more personable if I did a little bit of a vlog over it. To be honest, whenever I started this class, I was really stressed out by the concept of making it your own course. I'm sure every student would be really excited to hear, my teachers let me do whatever I want, but I love order and I love structure. If you could see my organized schedule on both my planner and my calendar, you would see just how much I appreciate having a good daily and weekly schedule. And so whenever I first started the course, I was definitely more stressed out than I probably should have been. And granted it was my first semester online after being online for a year and just moved, and just one of those college classes that I was just kind of, shocked by. But to be honest, after the course started getting going, really I didn't mind the structure. There was definitely quite a few hiccups along the way on both ends of the class, from my computer to yours. But I think once we kind of got the ball in motion, it wasn't so difficult trying to figure out how to submit everything, or the formatting, or just trying to even just figure out the textbook problems and what all was happening in the statistics course. So, in the end it all really worked out. I know it probably sounds really cliche, and maybe I'm just optimistic because Thanksgiving break is literally just right around the corner, but overall, I've enjoyed it. Definitely, I would say that it was a bit more difficult than I was anticipating. Not, because of the course structure, but really, I don't know, the statistics involved. I was really going in thinking that, my 98 from my other statistics course that I took 2019, that I took, 2 years ago, that I was just going to be, just excelling through everything. But I don't really think we went over any of these topics besides, the first couple of chapters in that statistics class. So, it was definitely a bit harder than I anticipated, but you also made it fairly simple to, grasp everything as well as just working with the student. Um, I remember, I'm just going to give you a couple of my little anecdotal stories, I guess, but I had one English class, and I'm not going to say her name because she teaches here, but, I worked really, really, really hard on all of my assignments, and on the first, I think we had like 6 or 7, assignments, like major assignments. And on my first 3, I think I did not make better than a 75 on them, which, if you could just see the work I did, and I'm sure you seeing how hard I try in this class, you'd probably be shocked to see that. But, it was always over just the smallest things. And I know that it was an English course, and so of course it had to be all the little fine details, but I remember being at the end of the semester, and I worked 3.5 weeks giving like 100% effort on this paper every single day, and I ended up making a 93 on it, which was great. But at the end of the semester, whenever my final grade was calculated, I had a 89.48. And in case you don't know, that kind of rounds up to an 89.5, which is pretty much an A, in my opinion. But, of course, she told me she only rounded to the 10th place, and you know how it says, 5 or more raise the score, well, 4 or less, you just gotta let it rest. And, she was about to give me a B, and just by some random, loophole, I ended up getting more points on my final paper, and I ended up making a 91 in the class. And I say that whole story just to say that this class hasn't been it, especially because, I took that class online just when we were still, kind of deep in COVID, and everything was uncertain, and, class structures and stuff were changing, and she was just like a rock refusing to move. And, this class really hasn't been it. I mean, you've been as flexible as you could be on things and allowed us to be as flexible that we could be, as in we, I guess me in the class, so we could reach our full potential to the best we could, especially, I guess, given circumstances. I know it's a bit more back to normal now, but I think this really is the first semester that we're trying to just really slide back into normalcy, and so I still feel like there should be a little bit of an adjustment period, and I feel like you gave that, especially considering that it was a online plus Zoom lecture class, which is not always the easiest thing to do, especially when sometimes it feels like a Zoom meeting will never end. So, I really appreciated how flexible you've been throughout this entire thing. I mean, I know this whole class was an experiment to satisfy your inner psychologist and statistician, I suppose, to, see if there was really a better way to renovate how the classroom structures work, especially ones online. So a lot of trial and error comes from that. So I definitely appreciate that you didn't just throw this whole new concept at us and was just like, yeah, you figure it out. Because, I mean, I've definitely had some online teachers that have made themselves wholly unavailable, and I've had some that have just worked to the best of their abilities to help me figure out everything. And, so yeah, I won't lie and say this hasn't been my favorite aspect of psychology, and since I am wanting to pursue clinical psychology, I guess I'm going to have to kind of get past that hiccup of not liking doing statistics as much. But of course, it is a part of psychology, and I mean, overall, I think the class went pretty well for me. Like I said, I feel like if, you didn't budge, then this class would have been a lot harder. And I know that you're teaching only graduate statistics now, so it might seem like a bit of a flop in your eyes maybe, but I hope it doesn't, because I know from my perspective that while it did stress me out at first, and I mean, I was kind of just stressed out most of the time. I was probably drinking too much caffeine and just wiring up my nerves, but I know it stressed me out at first, but I think once I realized how, I guess, I don't want to say how chill you were, because I feel like that's kind of disrespectful, the fact that you're a doctor, but just how, I guess, relaxed and stuff you were with the course, and kind of having, I guess, your wisdom and understanding with how difficult everything has been, and just trying to make the best out of a situation. I definitely really appreciated that. And I am all signed up to take your history and systems next semester. I'm sorry to say I can't study abroad because I am a broke student, but I am definitely looking forward to having you again next semester. I think it's completely online. Not sure how your complete online classes work, but I'm sure we can figure it out as we go. I'd also like to say that I despise the idea of doing vlogs at first because I hate hearing myself on recording, but the quick solution to that was just never rewatching my videos. And I'm sure you're upset to hear that, but I mean, there's been quite a few videos where, I mean, I think just a couple of weeks ago I was horribly sick and loony, and definitely don't need to go back and watch that one. I might just delete my whole YouTube channel once this is all said and done, unless you're just a huge fan and you're waiting for my merch to launch, and then I understand, I'll keep it up for you. But yeah, it's definitely a longer vlog. Sorry if you don't want to watch all of this, or you end up watching all of it and being like, wow, that was just a roller coaster of emotions. But I will be taking the course evaluation, and I'll probably have my thoughts much more organized then, but I also am sure that you appreciate as a teacher just hearing honest feedback from your students, especially whenever sometimes feedback is just wholly negative for no other reason than a student is just petty. I mean, sometimes the teacher's bad, I understand that, but I also feel like sometimes you're thinking more with your emotions and not the whole picture. But yeah, sorry I didn't go over chapter 10 super in detail. That was in English. Probably that's why I made a 70 on the first couple assignments. But sorry I wasn't super in depth over statistics. I just kind of wanted to say thank you. Hopefully this video doesn't sound like I'm just completely sucking up, but I have enjoyed having you as a teacher through all the stress that has come along with, I guess, this whole semester. But it's almost done, and I mean, I guess I'm just one more step closer to starting my future, however that comes along. But thank you for tuning in to all my videos. I know that I have a couple more that I have to do for the chapter assignments. However, I appreciate you listening to my ramblings, and I also appreciate your time and teaching me this course and being patient with me and my fellow students along the way. So I guess this is me signing out for the last time, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good night. Thanks.